Gemini, welcome. Hello, it's Scorpio Stellium here, your No BS Tarot card reader. We're going to take a look at your predictions for this week of December 20th. The holiday week is upon us. The end of 2020 is here. It's awesome. Remember, this is a general reading, so if you don't resonate with it, that's cool. You can also check out your moon and your rising sign. You may resonate with those more. And also there is an extended reading that is all about love that is linked in the description box below if you want to check that out. So let's go ahead and jump into this. We have the reverse Six of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Page of Pentacles. So here is some secrets going on within you, that some things going on inside of you intuitively, that they are, you don't really talk about this. You may have mentioned it to a couple people, but it's something that you're wanting to keep close inside of you. It's work that you're trying to do on yourself to become a healthier person, to try to move forward, to make progress in your life and to be, embodying this overcoming spirit, okay? But down at the bottom, in the middle of this reading, I have something a little bit different. And this is what you're really, really dealing with, Gemini. And I think this is why it's so important to you to get your headspace right, because I see this very difficult, challenging relationship dead center of this reading. This Four of Wands, Three of Swords, and the reverse Two of Cups. I think that a reconciliation here fell through, because the Four of Wands is about reconciling, homecoming, things working out good between you and somebody else. It's a celebratory card. It's a happy card. But then directly following that is the Three of Swords and the reverse Two of Cups, which is about heartache and love gone wrong and separation and all those things that we don't really want to deal with. And so it looks like, hey, I thought this was going to happen, and then it all just bottomed out. It all fell through before you could even really get it off the ground. Now, this can be a romantic situation. I think for most of you it will be, but I do want you to realize that tarot is about energy. So this can be a friendship as well. This can be a family relationship as well. You could be dealing with this in a lot of different places in your life, but it is where you were trying to restore something and it just went, poof, dropped it, At the bottom of this reading, it's telling me a little bit more about that. And I have the reverse Nine of Wands and the reverse Seven of Swords, along with the Eight of Pentacles. I think one person was really willing to do the work here that was needed to bring this relationship back up to par. But the other person was not completely lowering their guard. They weren't really ready for it. And I think that they may have even been false or deceptive about what they were ready for. They could have been lying to themselves. And this them can be you. It could be you and it could be them. But somebody was lying to themselves about what they were really prepared to do to get this relationship back where it needed to be. And so there's disappointment here, Gemini, that the fact that we're not there, it's not happening. Now remember that this is this week. It's not forever. Hopefully we'll see something different in the future. But right now, this is what we see. And you're hanging on to this. It's not easy for you to let this go. But you're trying very, very hard to teach your brain to work in a different way, to do a different thing. It's natural for you to want to ruminate on it and think about it a whole lot. And I do see that you are trying to put that energy into a healthier thought process. And it's like you picked a hard time to do that, because when you're dealing with this kind of thing and you had this hope for something better riding on it, it's very difficult to try to pick that time. It's a lot easier to train our brains when everything is cool. We think we're doing great there. We're like, I can handle this. When this hits you, it's difficult. It's like really you have to put this into practice and learn it at the same time. So let's go ahead and clarify. Let's talk about this reverse Six of Swords, how you're finding it difficult to move on. And I have the reverse Five of Swords here, okay, as the clarifier. This is like something that arguing was a big part of it, okay, and reversed Ace of Pentacles. It was like nobody really got the chance to say how they felt. It was more a bunch of bickering and fighting and disagreeing. It was like you couldn't get on the same page. Those conversations where you just keep trying to correct and it's like the other person is missing it. It's like you're like, I'm trying to throw you a bone here. I'm trying to smooth things out. And then every time you try that, it gets, washed away. It was a bunch of that going back and forth. Everybody's missing the other one's bids, or they're reaching out with their little like, here's peace. I'm trying to give you a little bit of peace in the middle of the argument. And it just doesn't happen. It's like everybody's missing it here. The High Priestess, these are the secrets inside of you, the things that you're thinking inside of you, and it's clarified by the Hierophant in the reversed world, okay? The secret to this here, the thing that you may not want to admit to yourself, is that this is not over for you. This relationship energetically is not over for you. You still want this to be corrected. You still see that the truth and the value in it. And in fact, you are still emotionally committed to it. You may even be waiting for somebody. And I never ever like to see people wait. I'm like, if fate wants to send them back your way, they will. But you don't stop your life for somebody. So that's a possibility. You could be waiting for them. But it's definitely not over for you. Let's look at the Page of Pentacles. Here's you trying to learn something new. The Death card and the High Priestess as the clarifiers. You're trying to learn how to trust yourself and how to let go of things that do not serve you. You're trying to figure out how to, glow up, really. You're trying to embody this new person that you feel like you've become. Because honestly, Gemini, you've been doing a lot of work on yourself for a while. And you're trying to show people that you're different now in a good way. You're not somebody who's going to hang on to stuff that needs to go. You're going to release the things in your past that need to be released. And you're going to trust your own instincts and your own intuition. So you're sitting here trying to learn how to let go of something that you really don't want to let go of. You really don't. You're very energetically like this with it. Okay, so let's talk about the reconciliation, the hope for it, and how it fell through with the person that you love. Okay, we have the Princess of Cups and the Princess of Wands. One person said, I love you, I care about you, and the other one said, let's do this then. Okay, that's what that whole conversation was. So of course you're like, yeah, okay, this is great. They love me, I love them, we're going to go for it. And then boom, like boot stomp on the heart. 9 of Wands. Somebody put their guard up, okay? They were like, oh, wait, I'm going to pump the brakes. I don't think that I'm really ready for all of this. I thought that I was, but I'm not. 8 of Cups coming out, showing I have to walk away from this, okay? It's not really the best thing for me. It's not really the best time in my life for this. And then there's this pushing it away. This was very disappointing, or this is going to be very disappointing to you. Because remember, this is future. As you're watching this, the date has not even started for what date I posted. A lot of people say, oh, this resonates so well. And I'm like, cool, you know what I'm talking about. And sometimes people are like, I don't know what the fuck this is about. I'm like, well, the date hasn't even started yet, babe. So remember, this has not happened. This is future. If you know what's going on here already, cool. Energetically, you're a little ahead of the curve. But for a lot of you Geminis, this is coming. This is coming where you think this is going to happen and then it doesn't. So, reverse 2 of Cups. Okay, we've got Temperance, which is healing, and the 3 of Pentacles coming together as a team. This is what you wanted, and this isn't what happened. You were very patient for this, I think. You were changing yourself, readjusting, rearranging yourself for this relationship, for yourself too. But you're like, I'm in the place, right? I'm in the right place, and the other person is not. That's the problem. They're not in the same place as you are. You're not on the same page. You're not at the same level of awareness. So that's what's holding this back on an energetic level, is they aren't there. They're not there with you. Okay, so down at the bottom, okay, we've got what they said and what they meant and the differences between them. Okay, Princess of Pentacles and the Hangman. So you two here are at this, it's really more of a stalemate kind of situation where there's not a lot happening. It's like, okay, well, I guess there went that. And then now here, nothing is happening. And so you probably are thinking, well, this doesn't feel done. I mean, they said it's done. I think it's done, but this doesn't feel done to me. Something doesn't feel right to me here. Okay. Got the reverse 10 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. That's because you're still going to have a conversation with them. There is a conversation coming in the future with them that's going to make you feel a little bit better about it. Because honestly, the way that this is going is not going to sit pretty with you. It's going to hurt. I mean, you have hurt and heartache right in the middle of the reading with the 3 of Swords. This isn't going to be pretty. But this conversation is going to be a little bit better. And I think what's going to happen is that this person is going to say something to you like, we can work on this in the future, just not right now. The circumstances aren't right for me right now. I'm not saying goodbye forever. I'm saying that this isn't a healthy thing. Reverse devil, 2 of pentacles. This isn't a healthy thing for me to engage in right now. I don't have the time for a relationship. I'm not in a good place for a relationship. I can't give you everything that you need right now. Again, remember, this can be friendship as well. This can be love relationship. But this is a timing issue. So if you want to know more about what's going on in this person's head and in their life and what the most probable outcome for the 2 of you is, check out your extended reading in the link below. Let's go ahead and do your pick a card for what message you need to hear this week. See, all the Taurus people who watch my readings are probably like, that bitch talks too fast. And all the Gemini people are like, yes, thank you, somebody who can keep up with me. I have a 3rd house stellium. My Scorpio stellium is in the 3rd house, and that's Gemini's house. And so I have a lot of planets there, so that means I'm like, blah, 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 blah. All right, I have cards 1, 2, and 3. You pick one card. Let's jump into it. So for card number 1, I have the 7 of Pentacles, okay? We're talking about putting work in and an investment that's going to pay off. This is telling you that you don't need to give up yet. On whatever it is that you feel defeated about, don't give up on it yet, because you have put a lot of work into it and you will reap what you sow. It may take time, because just like when you plant a seed, you have to wait for it to germinate, you have to wait for it to blossom. I mean, you have to wait. There's a lot of plant stages before you get to like see the flower or eat the food, right? So you're going to have to wait a while for it. For card number 2, I have the Tower. I fucking hate this card, and I am sorry that I have to give this to you, number 2, because the Tower is saying that there is something coming that is going to shake the ground under you. So, oh my goodness, I don't even know what to tell you to do to prepare yourself for it. I mean, I think that we probably have already seen it in this. We already have an inkling of what's going on, but it is definitely going to be an upheaval. There's big change coming, okay? For card number 3, I have the 6 of Wands. This is actually much nicer than the second one. This is success and victory. In fact, I think this week somebody is going to actually acknowledge you for what a great person you are, what a great job you do, or a partner, a friend, or whatever. So there's some type of reputation boost along with that victory. It can't even be promotions. It could be getting a job. It could be, you know, moving forward in a different type of relationship than what we're seeing here. So there's definitely something good happening there, in contrast to card number 2, which I did not want to see at all, if you couldn't tell by my reaction. So thank you for watching, Gemini. It is a pleasure to read for you. I'll see you again next week.